If you're a growing content creator on Twitch right now, it is really hard for you to get the upgrades that you've been so excited for. You've been watching Harris Heller, you've been watching gaming careers, you've been watching other YouTubers like myself, where you're just like, yeah, I need to get this new capture card or this new microphone, and you get on Amazon and just to find out that everything is price gouged. Everything is being price gouged to the point where it is absolutely impossible, and to be very frank, irresponsible to buy them right now, and that is really disappointing. It sucks. All across the board, it's microphones, it's capture cards, it's headphones, monitors, computer parts are taking a really serious hit right now. The most infamous example is the Elgato Camlink. It just got restocked, but already this price gougers have already gotten their hands on it, and they're asking $180, $190, $200. And so the question remains, in this time of technological crisis, is there any kind of alternative that you guys can use as a capture card to get to use your new Sony a5100 that you just bought, or to use your console or whatever it is? And the answer is yeah, there really is. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Lion. Today we're going to talk about a capture card that is $15. I'm going to leave a link to this in the description down below. It's $15, and it's almost just as good as the Elgato Camlink. We're gonna get into all the details about this. Before we do that, I just wanna let you guys know I stream over on twitch.tv/LionGamer every Friday through Tuesday. We have a lot of fun, real blast over there. It's where you can see me using this with my new Sony a5100, and you see what it looks like in real time. You can ask me any kind of questions about it, whatever it is that you want to talk about. You can catch me live Friday through Tuesday over there. And anything else, you can connect with me on Twitter, Instagram. We have an awesome Discord. Links to all this is going to be in the description down below. If you want more videos about tech and beating the price gougers and any kind of advice on upgrades and things like that, I highly recommend you subscribe to Lion Gamer right here. I do this as a hobby. I love reviewing technology, headphones, microphones, and stuff like this. Subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss anything that comes out. And without further ado, what does a $15 capture card look like? I gotta say, first impressions, out of the box, the whole thing, there's a lot of weird stuff to this. Out of the box, you open it up, and it's just sitting in there. Full disclosure, it does have an anti-static sleeve over it. I already opened this and have been using it for a little while, but this is pretty much what it looks like when you open it, and it has a very basic, generic manual. And something you'll notice right away is nowhere on the box, and nowhere on the capture card, and nowhere in the user manual is there anything resembling or talking about a brand. There's nothing. There's no brand to this. It is an absolute mystery. Who makes this, where it comes from, and I really have nothing more to say on that. It's just really weird, and that made me apprehensive. I think that would make anybody apprehensive. Like, this is just some random thing I got on eBay. It shipped all the way from China, has no brand on it, so how good could it actually be? But EpoVox seemed to be really happy with it, and so I was willing to test it myself. And the first thing I did is I plugged it in, I attached my Sony a5100 to it, and it just looked great. It looked fantastic. There's a few things to note, but the quality of it is great. It's lossless quality. It doesn't look any different from what my Sony a5100 shows on its preview window. It's absolutely phenomenal. The only catch is there is no 4K pass-through like it has for the Elgato Camlink. It has 1080p pass-through at 30 frames per second, and it has 720p pass-through at 60 frames per second. That's really the only caveat here. This isn't exactly as good as the Elgato Camlink, but for $15 for you, if you want to make that cheap upgrade, this is a viable option. Surprisingly, this is a really good option you have available to you. Hey guys, while I was editing, I noticed I wasn't being really clear what I meant by pass-through. You can still use a 4K camera, you can still get video, you can still use this capture card, but you're gonna have to downscale it to 1080p at 30 frames per second, or 720p at 60 frames per second. You just can't get 4K video to shoot through to OBS, which is fine. Twitch doesn't support 4K right now anyway, so you're really not losing anything, and this is supposed to be a budget for up-and-coming streamers who probably don't really have that kind of budget for a 4K camera anyway. So I want to make that clear. Thanks a lot. Back to your regularly scheduled video. I find it totally fun. I stream at 720p, 60 frames per second, so that my community, if they have less than awesome internet, or they just have a weak connection, if they're on their phone, their Wi-Fi, whatever, it makes it really easy for them to still be able to get the quality of the stream without buffering, without artifacting or any kind of other issues. And this is perfect for that. This goes with I can stream at 60 frames per second and it's just absolutely perfect. And I don't think that's a bad way to go. I really don't. There's so many streamers out there that are like, oh, it's 1080p, 60 frames per second, 6,000 kilobits or bust. And that's just simply not true. 720p at 60 frames per second at 3,000 or so kilobits per second is absolutely fine. You're gonna see very little, if any, loss in quality or difference in quality between the heavy hitting 1080p, 60 frames per second, 6,000 kilobits. You're not gonna see any real difference because there's, quite frankly, just isn't that much. So this lends itself to that really well. And on top of that, the price point between that and the Elgato Camlink, $15 versus $130 when the Elgato Camlink isn't getting gouged, is amazing. And that's with my Sony a5100. I also plugged in my PS5. So that's what it's like with a camera, but what is it like if you want to use it to stream your console? Well, I plugged in my PS4 during some streams of The Last of Us Part 2 that I've been doing, and spoiler alerts possibly on any of these screenshots if you haven't played or you want to avoid those, just fair warning, jump to this time code so you don't have to see anything that's in the game. But I've been streaming it and I noticed that there is a little bit of a latency. There's about a 48 millisecond latency. I think it was, that's what eProvox said, and it seems to confirm that there is a little bit of latency. It seems to account for why I keep missing all these easy shots in Last of Us Part 2. And that is the story I'm going with, and I'm sticking to it. So if you want to use this for any kind of first-person shooter, if you want to use this for any kind of gaming, plugging in your console to it, just keep in mind there is a latency. You also have to adjust your audio for that latency so there's not any lag in your stream. It's easy to do for the audio, but it might be a little bit tough for you to use this to play your video games on through the console. I would recommend this mostly just for your camera. It just gets weird when you try to use it. It can do the console. Don't get me wrong. It can do the console just fine. You can see in this footage, it looks phenomenal. There's no loss of anything. The colors are great. It's just that latency makes it a little bit awkward. So Lion, after all that rambling, would you recommend this $15 mystery capture card to the growing up and coming streamer? The answer is yes. It's actually a resounding yes. I'm surprised at how accurate, how great this is capable of performing, even though I couldn't tell you where it comes from brand wise, couldn't tell you who makes it. It is really well put together. You can even feel it, like it's very well put together. It's not a piece of plastic like I expected to get. It's not, I mean, it looks like a flash drive. Honestly, I would not have been surprised if I plugged this in and it registered as a flash drive. But it's very simple. You plug it into your computer. You look it up in OBS. It's USB video connection in OBS, and it's easy to set up, very easy to put together. I highly recommend this. Guys, if you're looking to upgrade, you don't want to shell out for a Camlink, even when it's not getting price gouged. $140, $130 is a tall order for a capture card, something you're going to use just to plug your camera into. I highly recommend this as an alternative. I will leave links to it in the description down below. Go check it out. I highly recommend if you're looking for something to replace or a cheaper version of the Elgato Camlink. And that's all I have to say about that. This very surprisingly effective piece of budget technology. I did not expect it to be this satisfying a piece of equipment. But guys, if you do have any other questions about this or anything else I said, I stream every Friday through Tuesday. You can go over, ask me anything you like. I'd be happy to answer it over there live over on my stream, twitch.tv/LionGamer. If you want to catch more videos about technology, budget ideas of growing or upgrading your rig, camera suggestions, headphone reviews, anything like that, I highly recommend you subbing to the channel and hitting that bell so you never miss anything. You can always leave me questions down in the comments. If there's a piece of tech that you want reviewed, if you want an honest consumer review, I pay for all this stuff. I buy this all myself so I can review it for you. If you want an honest review from an honest consumer of something in particular, leave in the comments down below. Let me know. I'd really appreciate you just let me know what you want to see. And also remember, you can connect with me on all the social media, Twitch, obviously Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. We have an awesome Discord, an awesome community. All the links to this are going to be in the description down below. And if you're looking for something else that you'd like to watch, I recommend these two videos. One about Twitch drama and how you can avoid it to help grow your stream, and another one about budget streaming so you don't spend thousands of dollars on tech that you don't need. Guys, my name is Lion. I appreciate you guys checking this out, and I will see you guys in the next one. Go out there and make something awesome. I'll see you guys next time.